Hello, Aries, and welcome to your full moon in Gemini reading. This message is for the full moon on December 4th, happening at 13 degrees of Gemini. The moon will be at that 13 degrees. The sun will be at 13 degrees of Sagittarius. You can look at those degrees in your natal chart if you have that information and get additional information and clarity on what houses will be impacted. Please leave me a comment. Let me know if you even incorporate your natal chart into when you're listening to tarot messages or oracle messages. I'd be interested in knowing. You can also leave me a comment if you don't, and that you are interested in knowing more about that, because it does give you a more detailed, precise um, feel for the energy that's taking place and happening in your life. So definitely leave me a comment and let me know. All right, first card that's coming up for the sign of Aries. What do we have for this full moon in the sign of Gemini for Aries? Here it is. First card is the Ten of Cups. That's a beautiful energy. This talks about peace, comfort within a home, within a family, within a connection. Bottom of the deck is the Death card. There is a cycle that has gone through a transformation that is over. I feel like there is growth or expansion and about to be a celebration of some sort of either a commitment or a celebration of some sort of stability when it comes to a relationship. Someone may. Um, be I know it shows the Ten of Cups where you kind of like build up to that energy, but I do get the vibe of somebody has just closed out an old cycle. Maybe real recently they've met somebody new after a tr going through a cycle of transformation. I do feel like this energy looks really wow. 10 to the 10. I do feel it feels like night and day to me. Empress on the bottom of the deck. Yes. I feel like somebody closed out an old cycle with an old either relationship connection. It does give me that sort of vibe. I feel like the one they closed out was very burdensome, heavy. They had a lot of responsibilities. They carried a lot on their shoulders, and now there's this energy of, or this could even be for some of you, I mean, take what resonates, no judgment here, where somebody is making a choice and a decision between two connections, one of them being closed out and ended, right? One is more burdensome. The other one feels more nurturing, comfortable, like somebody feels more secure, emotionally secure in a situation where in another one they didn't. So there could be very well be a choice where which one's going to be released, let go. What I feel like it's the burdens are going to be released and let go. Like I don't I just feel that energy. So we're gonna keep moving and see where these cards take us, and then we'll go from there. So the next card that's popping up is wow. All right, two cards wanted to come up. Yes. Like somebody's letting go, they're releasing. They're resting, recharging, rejuvenating, or they're moving. Like I feel like somebody's no longer emotionally invested into a situation. They could be taking a time out right now, taking a break from something. I feel whatever it is, it's like I don't, these three cards together don't give me a good vibe. You can look at them, see how you feel about them, but I don't feel a good vibe with them. I feel somebody who's emotionally drained, mentally, like mentally and emotionally drained, burdened down by a bunch of baggage. And I kind of feel the vibe of somebody quite quickly cutting that off. Like I'm dropping these, I'm ending this, I'm closing this cycle. There's something missing. I'm feeling, wow, yeah, look, they're missing some. This is what they're looking for, the Ten of Cups. And what they've recognized is I don't even know if this is still in effect. It could have already been happening and somebody already happened and someone's resting and recovering and rejuvenating, recharging their batteries as a result of it. But it feels to me someone released the burdens and the baggage of an emotionally and mentally draining, burdensome connection, relationship, that sort of thing. And their intention, their desire is to go towards this happier, nurturing, loving energy, right? They're bringing balance into their emotional realm. They've been in in a situation or a connection. I mean, it doesn't have to be an intimate relationship. It can be amongst friendship, family, all of that, right? But it does feel like there's been a lack, an emotional lack. Like there's always been loss, sadness, disappointment, letdown, regret, right? It's something that really challenged someone's, having to think, or, like, I feel like really burdened down their mind, and ultimately created a lot of baggage and burdens for someone to carry. I don't feel like they're doing it anymore. I feel like they're done. They're out. Next card that shows up, I'm definitely feeling that. Ace of Wands. This is somebody's taking a new path. They're going towards the 10 of Cups. This is what ultimately this is all about. They're evaluating and assessing the connection, and is it emotionally satisfying? Is it comforting? Is it nurturing? Do they feel safe, secure with this individual? That sort of thing. I kind of feel, part of this could have been a delay if there were kids involved or something like that. But I also feel like this is somebody who's not, like, regardless, somebody is seeing the truth for what it is. They're standing up, protecting, defending themselves, and they're cutting off an energy. They're cutting off the energy that emotionally drains them, mentally drains them, and physically burdens them in whatever way, shape, or form that is. Let's grab one more card and then we're going to start clarifying. Someone is moving forward. They're taking action. Ace of Wands. They're going to move quite quickly. They want the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Cups. There's the Queen of Pentacles. They want long-term stability, security. That title maybe of a spouse, right? This is what they're looking for. That's what the victory is. And behind the scenes, because the third card down, and underneath that was a Three of Pentacles. Somebody's been working on kind of like sabotaging this, kind of like this could have even been for someone who maybe they've been in a relationship or a connection for a very long time, thinking at some point they were going to get this long-term stability, security, this feeling safe and secure and emotionally stable in a connection. I don't feel like that's what they got. I just don't. But I don't feel like somebody necessarily wanted to put that out there. They wanted to hide that this was never going to go where somebody wanted this to go. They kind of hid that, sneaked around, and kind of like, I feel breadcrumb, gave the bare minimum. Like, I don't really feel like, I feel like somebody maybe on paper, like by being able to say, this is my partner, whatever it is, they had that. But other than that, they didn't have anything that would fit that title, that description, right? They were doing it all on their own, mentally, emotionally, figuring things out, the whole nine. This card is the first card that comes out to clarify. This is the Three of Cups. Bottom of the deck, I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles. I do feel like this is talking about a celebration. I don't always feel that when I see the Three of Cups, but I do feel there is a Three of Cups talking about this for some could be a reunion, it could be a gathering, but I feel like there's a celebration, and this could possibly be where someone meets this Ten of Cups, Two of Cups situation. If holiday season, company Christmas party, whatever it is, but I feel like it's of a commitment that wants to bring, like it's going to lead somewhere to long-term commitment. um I'm seeing someone who has rendered judgment. I feel like it could be judgment from the higher realms as well, but I feel like someone's already made a judgment call. Something is draining them, something is keeping them stuck. Like their pockets are being emptied by like their life being turned upside down. And I feel with responsibility, baggage, all of that thing, it feels to me someone has made a judgment call to see a situation for what it really is. And I feel give up on a no, like I don't feel like it's a win situation. Like even if this person, after someone had been with someone for a long time, ultimately agreed to some sort of a long-term commitment, I don't feel like they're going to be faithful, they're going to be loyal, they're going to take on more. I don't feel any of that. I feel like someone has made a judgment call. They know that, they see where something is sucking, I feel like sucking the life out of them. Yeah, Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and they're not looking for that. They're looking, look at the Two of Cups there and the Two of Cups here, right? These are two people or a union of balance where it's emotionally stable. It's not turbulent. There's not all kinds of all over the place or, just a lot of, I feel turbulence when it comes to feelings, emotions, and the connection is exactly how I'm feeling. I feel like somebody feels like they've had this life sucked out of them and have made or was in the process of having the life sucked out of them, and they've made a judgment call to not do that. Yeah, look, the Hermit card showing up, discovery. Someone has discovered someone's a snake. They would say and do whatever they wanted to say and do to get whatever they wanted. This would, and I feel like they've seen them for the snake that they are. And look, ugh, I do not like when we get that card. There's that little Page of Swords. Yeah, I feel like someone's had to have the strength, courage, and confidence to cut this energy off. I feel like the snake is representing this Page of Swords, who likes to gather information, likes to collect a lot of different. I feel like, first of all, they have negative thoughts. Like their thought process is, let me see how I can collect all this information, use it against somebody, or to keep somebody from moving forward, to, make them think in their mindset that they're doing the wrong thing. Something, it gives me that kind of energy. I'm not feeling that's going to play out in that favor, but anyhow, people will do what they do. We all have free will, right? So let's get some more information. And I want to get information about the Five of Cups to the Four of Swords. I think those two are together where somebody is no longer, they're rejecting this empty, shallow, emotionless connection. Or, and again, it can be, whoever within friends, family, can be all the above, right? Someone's cutting that off. They're making choices and decisions that are different. Somebody's making a decision to let go. Wow. Six of Pentacles in this deck, it is not balanced. Something is not balanced. And you see all those hands reaching up, gimme, 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 I want, I want, I want. They're recognizing something about a situation where they're being drained. They're being drained mentally, emotionally, physically, I feel financially, and they're seeing it for what it is. It feels like a big burden that they want to release, surrender, and let go. There is the Knight of Wands out here with the King of Wands. They want something more mature. This is a flighty energy. The Knight of Wands is an energy that's in and out, off and on, hot and cold, yes and no, very sporadic. Comes in for a good time, not a long time kind of energy. They want more the energy of maturity, of true leadership, of true protection, of true generosity and loyalty. This is what somebody is looking for. And I feel like they've unfortunately had to recognize that whatever this snake is was that little creepy, I feel creepy energy that just gathers information, uses it against somebody, comes in and out, like a ball of fire, just like very passionate, excited, and fun, and all this, that, and the third thing. But in the blink of an eye, they're gone. They're not like settled down energy. They're not long term commitment energy. It's none of that. This is an immature energy that is just very sporadic and all over the place. Next card that comes out to clarify the Ace of Wands is the Ace of Wands. Yes, you gotta love when that happens, right? Somebody is taking action. They're Ten of Wandsing, and that Ten of Wands, I thought I've seen it out here. Maybe it was. I know I've seen it out here. Maybe it was on the bottom of the deck, but they're taking action to close this cycle, to end this, to drop the burdens, drop the baggage. It's right under here somewhere, right there. That's where it is. Yeah, somebody is releasing that. They're not carrying that with them moving forward. They want better. They're ready to grow, to expand, to evolve, to co-create with somebody who wants more, somebody who's more in alignment. This is definitely about choices when it comes to relationship. We get the choice lovers card. You could see a female she's there. She's physically present for the connection. This male energy is not. It's an illusion. It's somebody, like I said, a player energy who shows up for a good time, not a long time. And I feel like somebody has come to terms and made peace with this, and they're ending this cycle. They're closing out this cycle. They're going down a new path. They're making a choice that brings them to something more solid and stable. Look, it showed up again. That is an energy I feel that doesn't want to release, surrender, they don't want to be left out. This is that energy I'm feeling with that Lover's card. Somebody doesn't want to be left out. Like I said, I feel like they'll come in quite quickly. They may even offer. I mean, they would. I could feel somebody coming in that you're ready to, or that you have, and they see you moving on, and then they want to commit, and they're willing to commit to you. But like I said, it doesn't matter, because that doesn't mean anything to them. To you, in your mind, the way you perceive things is, if you're connected, I feel, to a person, married to a person, committed to a person, you expect certain things, you have certain expectations, and I don't feel this Knight of Wands is going to meet those expectations. This is like asking a player to, not be a player. Like, I don't see that happening. I feel you have a King of Wands who will be very passionate and exciting and fun and all of those things, but they'll be loyal, they'll be stable, they'll be generous, they'll be kind, they'll be, they're still fun. They're just not like this reckless kind of fun. This is someone's wish fulfillment, getting this Two of Cups, this long term commitment. And I feel there's an opportunity, there's communication, there's action, there's something that's going on where someone's going to have to make a choice, because they've manifested this into their life, and it brings a tower to someone, but it brings victory to somebody else, right? I feel like whoever I'm talking to, you've been wanting this, and you've been wanting it out of a certain person that you never got it out of. And now that you release, surrender, and let that go, and this new energy is showing up, this energy wants to come back in, offering it all up. But I don't feel like it will, I feel like it'll just be the same cycles, the same go around. But you can't just walk away, because now you have a commitment, a long-term commitment that will have to go through a whole process to release and let go. So I see somebody going towards a union that is going to be a wish fulfillment, going to bring forth the 10 of Cups with them, right? It could be someone from their past, but I'm feeling more this is a soulmate, someone's being aligned with, yes. It's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of work that had to be done behind the scenes, a lot of growing, somebody recognizing, seeing a truth for what it is, closing out a cycle. Now the offer and opportunity for that new love comes in. Somebody has the strength, courage, and confidence to Queen of Swords off this devil, like cut out this toxic energy, or this, I feel, player energy, and connect with the Queen of, like aligned with the energy of the cups. The high priestess was on the bottom of the deck as well, which is somebody has trust their intuition to move forward towards, um, Queen of Cups is also moving toward, is intuition. I feel like somebody is using their intuition to move forward to a more peaceful, loving, kind, caring, nurturing energy, versus very chaotic, dramatic, and very emotionally turbulent energy. I mean, that's like a night and day choice and decision. All right, so let's see. These are the messages from the mindful messages. These are meant for inspiration. Hope they help you. The first one says intentions. Today is a fresh start. No matter how my day was yesterday, make more I can make today whatever I want. My intention for this day is to, and then fill in the blank. What is your intention for today? A second card came out with this, and this says conscious focus. What I focus on, I attract more of. Starting with today, I will be more conscious of what I choose to spend time speaking of, thinking of. I will do more of the things that bring me joy, and see as more of these things begin to effortlessly flow into my life. Yeah, I do feel like somebody has made a conscious choice and effort. And I do feel like they're manifesting this. I feel like they're manifesting what they want, but in order to receive it, there's things that can't be in the way, or that got to go or be closed out. And I do feel they're doing all of the above, from what I'm picking up on. It's not going to change the fact that there's an energy that wants to rush back in and say everything you wanted to hear. I just feel like it's going to be the same merry-go-round. So the next card that comes up is self-appreciation. This card says, I will find a moment throughout the day that I can dedicate to myself, find a comfortable space and bring a pen and paper. I will write a letter of appreciation to myself, where I will pour love into who I am and all that I do. Yes, write those things down. The power of the pen. I am a firm believer in writing things down, having a list, putting down what I desire, what I want, that, and then I love when I get to go back to that list and then just cross it off because somehow it manifested into the physical reality. I'm such a firm believer that when you write things, journal things, keep track of things, anything like that, it helps bring it to the physical quicker. I don't know why. I just feel that way. I just do. My experiences has shown me that. So hope it helps you in some way. The next card that comes out is unlimited. I create my reality with the thoughts I think and things I focus on. I am unlimited in my ability to create a beautiful life full of good and love. This is somebody really focused on the higher vibrational things. Like, this is somebody who's not sitting there saying, I've only had crappy relationships, so I don't expect to ever see a healthy one or get. This is not that kind of energy. This is someone who says, I've learned my lessons from them toxic connections and, learn my whatever they've learned. They've learned their lessons from that and they know better. They're going to do better. They want better. They're more interested in quality over quantity, right? That sort of energy, whatever kind of connections these are. So, the final card that is showing up is opportunities for growth. Everything is happening for me in my evolution. I am not a victim of the things that happen, just like I was talking about. I take ownership of my life and make the best of the challenges along my journey. I see how difficult moments help me to become my best version, and I am thankful for them. Somebody has definitely learned the lesson, just like I was just speaking on. I'll give you this last card that's sitting at the bottom of the deck, and this says expressing love. Today, I notice the things I appreciate about the person in my life. I take a moment to send them love and to wish them well. My love is infinite, and it feels great to express it. And I feel like it's for a good reason because I feel like somebody has manifested or they are manifesting more quality connections into their physical realm. And that really is a life changing thing for anyone, right? So I feel like there is always a lot of things to be grateful for, expressing your love and your gratitude. But I do feel somebody is really feeling and expressing that gratitude right now with the things that are manifesting and happening and unfolding and developing in their own personal life. I hope this message serves you well. I thank you for taking the time to listen. Please take the time to leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate you. I send you love and light. Have a great day.